so I'm actually taking the Terrence Higgins HIV test, called Fastest Direct, and if you go onto their website, I'll actually put it at the bottom of the video, and you can go on and check that you're in your area, that you're able to actually get one of these sent out. It basically allows you to take a HIV test at home without having to go to a sexual health clinic or to your doctors. It comes with a prepaid envelope, a couple of lancets, some swabs and wipes, and a collection tube here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to show you very quickly. The package comes with an information leaflet here, which you can see actually has a lot of information about how to take the test and the different steps that you follow in order to take the test properly. So I'm going to basically just go ahead and start taking the test. So first of all, what I would say is, you'll notice in this leaflet here, now this actually has my name, address, date of birth, etc., and my contact number, and at the bottom of this there is a label for you to stick on when you've actually taken your blood. So you just make sure you keep this safe, because you're sticking the label here onto the onto the finished tube, and you're then going to put this into the actual returns envelope as well, just to make sure that they know who it is, that whose test it is. Now, I don't actually bleed a lot, so one of the first steps here advises you to use wipes in order to ensure that your hands are clean and free from any residue. So I'm going to do that just now, and I'll show you. I'm going to be using this finger here, but it tells you basically there's two of the better fingers to use, but it's really up to yourself which finger's better for you. I'm just actually wiping this to make sure that there's no residue or no dog hairs or that type of thing on there. I'm going to open up the collection tube. So that's this here, and you're going to keep this plastic packaging, because the actual tube is going to go back into it again. So you just make sure that you don't discard that. You just basically keep everything near when you're doing this. It's a bit fiddly to get this out, but I'm sure it'll come out. I just push it. Okay, yeah, it's coming now. Okay, so this is the plastic tube, the plastic packaging, and this is the actual collection tube here. So what you actually do is you're taking this part off, so you're taking the actual cap off and just set that to the side. You don't set it to the side, sorry, you actually put it in here into the bottom, and then it means it actually sits quite nicely back in the plastic tube. So if you can see there, it's actually sitting in the plastic tube quite nicely. So I know that I don't bleed a lot, so it does tell you to use one lancet and then go back and use another one and use another one if you need to, but I know myself that I don't bleed a lot, so I'm going to have to, from these pricks, I'm going to have to actually do it a couple of times just to get my blood going. So I'm going to be using this finger here, and you just basically pull off the plastic bit here like I did, and then put this onto the edge of your finger and press it, and the needle will come out and actually jag into your finger. So what you're actually doing is you're just getting the blood here. So if you can see here, you're actually just getting the blood. So wipe away the first bit of blood with a tissue. So you're taking the first bit of blood away with your wet wipe or with your tissue. And I'm going to just open up another lancet and just give myself another wee jag in the same area, just to make sure I get enough blood out. Okay, so what I'm now going to do is, following the instructions, you're basically just massaging or just milking your finger, and you're going to squeeze it over the top of this collection tube here. And the idea is to get your blood into the collection tube. So what they do is they tell you to milk it rather than actually squeeze. So rather than actually kind of squeezing your finger, you're just basically milking the end of it. And you can see the blood's actually falling into the collection tube now. So I'm trying to keep it clean rather than have it you know, the blood dripping out all over the bag, but I'm just going to demonstrate here how easy it is to actually take the test. It's a great thing. I mean, I think it will certainly make a lot more people take the test, because you don't have to go into the sexual health clinic, you don't have to go to your GP, you can actually do this in the comfort of your own home, and it is free of charge in Scotland certainly. There are some other areas in the UK where it's free of charge as well, I believe, so I'll put all that on the video and you can check that out. So I don't know if you can see this, but it's actually filling up quite well. So I'm getting a good amount of blood out of there. I don't need to go for the third one, so I'm quite fine with this. There is a level on the side of the tube. It does actually tell you there is an upper level, and I've just reached the upper level now. So the instructions are very, very clear. They do tell you to go to the upper level. You'll see there's 2 different marks on it, and you're going to go to the upper level. Now the next section here is you are applying the sticking plaster onto my finger. So obviously just make sure, if you're allergic to plasters, you're not going to be sticking a plaster on, but they do actually include 2 plasters here for you in case you have to go for another finger. So bear with me, and I'm just going to pop this plaster on just so I don't get the outer materials covered in blood, etc. So 2 seconds. Right, so that's the plaster stuck on now, so hopefully that will stop the blood. Now what they tell you to do is to take the lid and actually screw the lid back on. So you actually push it down, and that's it back on again. Once you've replaced the lid, gently invert the collection tube 5 to 10 times. So you're basically just tipping it upside down 5 to 10 times, and that is so that the blood will actually mix with the liquid that's already in the collection tube, because there is already some liquid in the bottom here. Couldn't tell you what it is, have no idea, but it must be they're wanting the blood to mix through into this liquid so that the blood can actually stay fresh, and the lab can actually test it. So I'm just inverting this, you know, again, upside down. Just keep doing that until it's all mixed through thoroughly. You can see it has actually started mixing through. In the bottom half here you have the gel, and the top half here you have the blood, and it is actually starting to go through. So I'll just keep doing this again for another few times. There we go. Okay, now the next stage here is you pop this back in again. So you're putting the filled collection tube, you're just making sure it is properly screwed down, it is clicked down, you have inverted it, you know, it won't mix fully. Mine isn't mixing fully, but of course it has went down into the bottom half as well. Pop it back in to this here. In fact, no, I'm jumping the gun. Give me a second. I actually need to put a label on it first. So you just take what I was telling you earlier on, you take this here, and you'll see the big arrow helpfully pointing down to it. It's just a label with your date of birth and your name on it. Now it's asking here for the date of the sample, so I'm just going to stick today's date on it. Just give me a second, I'll just make sure I put today's date on it. I'm just looking around for a pen. So today's date, I believe, is the 6th. So I'm going to pop this here and just put 0, 6, 11, 15. Just in case you're not aware of what the date is, you know, just stick the date here in the wee blue box, and you're wanting to stick it here so it's kind of halfway on there like this, and then bring it round together. That way you're not obscuring any writing, you're not obscuring the barcode. You will have to tuck the barcode in when it goes back into this box again, because it's not big enough to have the label sticking out. So here we are, sticking it back into the box, and you just close that over. That's absolutely fine. Okay, that's closed securely. The next thing you're doing is you're going to take the label here that I showed you earlier on. Just write the same date that you took the blood on this section here. So 06/11/15. Fantastic. This is the prepaid envelope. You can see that there. Has the address already on it, and it's one of these ones you don't have to lick it or stick any stamps or anything on it. It has a section here for you to peel away. So you're just taking this label here and you're going to pop that inside this envelope, and you take your sealed sample here, so it's back in this part here, and you can see the label through there, and then you just stick that in here, and that is you. So what you're doing is then taking this off, sticking it down, and then sending it away, and that's that. So in the space of time you've seen it took me to do that, that's me collected the blood sample, the bleeding stopped, I've put it back in to the box and filled in the label and put it back, put the label and the slip in here, and you're good to go. You just post this away to Terrence Higgins Trust, and when they have the result they'll actually contact you. When you're registering for the test, I'll put the website address on the bottom of the video, but when you're registering for the test online, they actually ask for your telephone number and for your email address, and what they'll then do is contact you and let you know what the results are, and that's it. That's as simple as that. The test is confidential in the sense that you don't have to then go and tell your doctor what the results are. It's not recorded on your medical records, so it can't affect life insurance, that type of thing. And what I would say is, because the rates of HIV are increasing in the UK, I would say it's definitely important for you to take a test, for you to actually go and get a test done either at the Sexual Health Clinic, or you can get this fastest direct test done from the Terrence Higgins Trust. It is free of charge, as I said, and every single thing every step through the process is actually very clearly laid out here on the information instruction leaflet. Gives you all the information here. They've got a website which is jam-packed with information, and there's a telephone number on the website for you to contact Terrence Higgins Trust if you are stuck or you have any questions. And that's that. Thank you.